Chelsea fans, let's talk about Valentín Barco, the Strasbourg midfielder. Chelsea is about to close on a deal on signing that guy this summer transfer. In short, he has already said yes to Chelsea. But the thing is that, is it going to be a smart signing or just another project? Another risky project? But before we proceed, please do well to tap the like button, tap the share button, and also tap the subscription button and follow button, because that is the only way you can support us on this platform. First of all, what do you actually know about the move of Valentín Barco?
Well, I like the player. I've known him from Brighton. I've been watching him. And the one thing I have to say about him is that, like I said, I like him. You know, I was watching him alongside Billy Gilmore. You remember Gilmore? Yeah. The player that Chelsea sold to Brighton. And they are alike in terms of the way they play. Billy Gilmore and this Barco. But you know, one thing I love so much is I love South American players. All these South American players, you see Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Ecuadorian, they are so good. So it's not going to be a bad signing in my opinion. If I have to choose between what you just asked, smart signing or just another type of thing that we are expecting, risky project stuff, I would say no, it's a smart signing. I'll say it's a smart signing. But I will not still dance to the tune of him being the frontline midfielder that we need. What am I trying to say? If you're signing Barco is going to come and is still going to develop inside Chelsea. And it's not going to be, it's not something that will take time in my opinion, because like I said, he has played for Brighton, played in the Premier League, and he has gone outside the league to gain much more experience. No matter the age. Like I said, age is not the problem in Chelsea. Age is not the problem. It's about getting quality. And you see this guy, he's left-footed, he's comfortable on the ball. And he's one versatile midfielder that I know. Like I said, I've been watching him at Brighton. It is not a bad signing in my opinion, but whereas we still need somebody, that is if we sell some players, of course. If we sell some players and if there's space, we need somebody that, okay, this is going to be the next phase of Chelsea.
Okay, for the fans, for some Chelsea fans that don't really know much about this Valentín Barco, you know, they have been hearing about his name, Valentín Barco, a player from Strasbourg. Please, can you break down some attributes about this player when it comes to his technical abilities and other things?
Yes, like I said, he's a very technical player and he's left-footed. And we all of us, you know how left-footed players are. They are very, very talented left-footed players. And like I said, he can play in the midfield. He can even play in any deeper role across the midfield areas. I saw some of that at Brighton, and he loves to push the ball forward. He's not the type of player that you give him the ball and he wants to pass back or he wants to do. He likes to commit. He likes to do this. He likes to move through tight spaces. And this is the type of player that we are actually lacking at Chelsea. I don't know if you are lacking the player or maybe the players that are playing at Chelsea currently is playing according to instructions. But one thing I know for sure is that we need a player that can glide through tight spaces. Barco is that type of player. Yes, of course, he's comfortable on the ball. He's very good on the ball. If you check go and watch some of his highlights, you see it. So these are some attributes that I can give to you. He's left-footed, Argentinian. That is another big plus bonus.
And let me add this to what you have said. He's also a 21-year player. He's 21-year-old, and also, like you said, he's a left-footed player. Last time I checked, he can also play as a left wing back.
Yes. I was getting there because I saw him do that at Brighton too. He played as a left wing back and he ate that role up. He ate it very well. I'm even surprised that Brighton had to let him go. But I know that he's a young boy. Definitely they want to sell. You know how Brighton is. But Chelsea fans, I know that we have a lot to complain about. Chelsea are buying inexperienced. Chelsea are buying small boys. But this one, I don't think it should be a problem. But I'm still standing on the ground that we should get a
A proper
midfielder. Like, I don't know if I'll use the word proper, but I don't want to use the word celebrity midfielder because it be like saying where they go. But when you look at a player like Valverde, you look like a player like Pedri, look like a player like Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, Bellingham, the likes of them. These are the type of players I'm talking about. And Barco can develop under Chelsea, but it's a smart signing.
Wow. All right, let's go over to the transfer value of this guy. Let's say if Chelsea is going to invest in this guy to bring him to Chelsea, from Strasbourg to Chelsea, if they are going to invest, is it going to be a risky investment in terms of the financial level, or
what's the price tag?
We don't really know, but if I'm to give it a price tag, it should be around 20-30 million pounds. So if you should get Barco for 30-20 million pounds, is it a smart investment for Chelsea?
When you say investment, that means you're expecting the player to be resold at higher level, or you're expecting the player to play.
Yes, is it a smart investment?
I think
in any way you can put it.
From what I've just said, from the player that I've observed and watched, I think it's a smart move. It's going to be a smart investment. See, no matter how,
it's not a risky deal.
No, it's not a risky deal for me, because you see at Chelsea, yes, I know that Chelsea is used to signing big names and stars and all kinds of things, but we don't neglect the fact that there are some players that has become legends at Chelsea that were not signed for big money.
Okay.
In fact, a lot of them. They came in and people did not expect much from them, but all of a sudden they became legends of the club. We're talking about people like Cesar Azpilicueta. We're talking about people like Marcos Alonso.
Yeah.
These are players that when they came in, nobody, let's just blend and blah, blah, blah. Before you know, they won a lot of trophies. They are instrumental to Chelsea. Ivanovic.
Yeah.
People like Ramirez, all those players there. So I think it's a smart investment, in my opinion. It's a smart investment. There is no need to be worried. At 30 million pounds in today's football market, I don't think it's that big to be worried about.
So in the financial level, is a low risk financial deal?
Yes, it's low risk.
Okay. So let's push forward. Why do you think Chelsea are targeting a player like Barco? Why do you think they choose Barco?
I don't know about Chelsea, if it's because maybe they just want to
focus on their young talents and potential.
No, not just young talents. I'm trying to answer your question in a way, because maybe for us to want to go to buy Barco, it means that there's something that our current midfielders are not giving us that Barco can give or can offer. But maybe Chelsea, I don't really know if they're just doing it because they want to pacify the fans. We have been complaining, we've been shouting, we've been screaming that what the players are giving us are not good enough. Maybe they just want to do something. But for me, just like I said, the player can go through tight spaces, and he's this forward passing type of player, and his work rate in terms of tracking back and making tackles, bro, that boy, as small as in the bites. Okay. I use broken now, make it if you go check out, but in the bite. So I think if you look at players like Lavia, Santos, Enzo Fernandez, they've not been able to give us that kind of bites, that kind of tackles that we are looking for.
So how are you sure that Barco will give you that kind of tackle?
That is why it's an investment. Sometimes investments can go wrongly, but it's a low risk investment. That's the way I'll put it. I'm spelling out the abilities of this player. You understand? Anything could go wrong. It could go wrong, it could go bad, it could go good. Let us be positive. So the whole thing is that this player you're getting has a lot of good abilities that I feel like will benefit Chelsea. So it's a low risk investment for me.
All right. In all, when it comes to squad player and the kind of player we believe Chelsea should get, do you think Barco stands to be a good deal or another risky deal?
How do I answer this question now? When it comes to of course, Chelsea needs big players.
Chelsea, as per the Chelsea fan base.
Yes, this Chelsea fan base, we need big players, but you also have to realize that at some point when you sign big players, they did not turn up for you. They didn't perform well for you. You just have to look at the abilities of the players. Moreover, like I said, anything could go wrong. Before we signed a player like Gittins, we saw the ability of Gittins. We saw what he could do. But so far this season, it has been very poor. It has been very, very poor. When we signed Liam Delap from Ipswich, we saw what Delap was doing at Ipswich. But so far this season, it has been very, very poor. So
you say those ones are risky investments.
Yes, they are risky investments. Because look at the amount you bought Gittins for. Look at the Delap. Well. Delap, I won't really say it's that risky because you can decide to loan him out, and there are clubs that actually come for Delap. You can decide to give him one more season to prove, his worth, to prove that money we bought him for. But like I said, Barco, whether he's a big name or he's a small boy, 21 years, what my stance is at is quality, is ability of that player, and is where that player or how that player will fit into the Chelsea squad. Because before we go buy player, it means say the current ones where you get waiting and then they give, or maybe they give before and then they give again. Probably they don't old, so we need to replace, those legs.
Okay.
And like I said, South American players are fighters. When you see a South American player or an African player, just know that they are fighters. It's not Rolls Royce like the Europeans. You understand? I'm not saying that Europeans don't have good players, but South American players, there's this. If I had a
especially
team,
when you are groomed by a club like Boca Juniors,
exactly. If
because
I had a
I
team,
guess that's his boyhood
club, yeah. So it's just the same thing I would do if I was a coach. I would want to go for Brazilian, Argentinian, Colombian. These people are fighters. They will fight. They will go to war for you. Mexican players, they will go to war for you. You understand? And if you look at some of the best players in the world today, yes, you can call Mbappe, Haaland, and Kane, and all of them. But if you check, some South American players are also doing wonders.
They came from the highest number of Ballon d'Or. Is not a South African player.
So I don't know. Thiago came from the Brazilian league, came to the Premier League, and he's doing things. He's doing things. So
all right, talking about the Premier League, you just mentioned it right now. Do you think somebody like Valentín Barco will survive the intensity and the pressure from the Chelsea fans while playing in the Premier League?
Premier League will not be a problem for Barco, but the thing is, the Chelsea fans, just like you said, Chelsea fans are full of expectations, early expectations, and the truth of the matter is that it's going to be hard. See, it will be hard for some players. Any player that is coming right now will be very hard for them because Chelsea fans we are in an era where we don't want to see your face if you are not going to deliver for us immediately. That's the level we are. So we've been starved a lot of times, and it's all on these owners because we've seen a lot of players come in. They come in with the hope of we are buying good players, we are buying extraordinary players. But at the end of the day, they disappointed us. Look at Mikhailo Mudryk, for example. When we bought Mudryk, when I remember when we bought Mudryk, I was crazy. Like, bro, we've bought the next Ballon d'Or winner.
Okay.
But see what happened with the whole outcome of the whole Mudryk deal. So any player that's coming to Chelsea right now, I'm sorry to say this, you have to perform almost immediately. You have to show us what you can do early enough.
So you are saying that the Premier League is not a storm?
It will not be a problem for me. It's just the Chelsea fans. It's just the Chelsea fans because at the end of the day, you play for Brighton. Yes, Brighton are Premier League team, but when you come to Chelsea,
he was not given enough time, and maybe I believe the level of inconsistency there too affected this game. And the Valentín Barco we are giving this talk on right now is because of his performance at Brighton, playing 30 games, scoring, being involved in 10 goals, and also doing wonders for the Strasbourg team. So my own is, can he survive in the Premier League?
He will survive in the Premier League. That's definite.
All right. In all, Valentín Barco being a good signing or another risky signing. For me, I won't say it's a good signing. I won't say it's a bad one. But the thing is that playing at Chelsea comes with its own risks, comes with its own lashes. You understand? So let's just hope and see how the young lad will perform when he comes. So guys, I guess that will be all for now concerning Valentín Barco. All you have to know about the player, it has been spelled out. So if you have anything to say concerning this player, and if you have any disagreement, if you think it's going to be a risky signing, and also you think it's not going to be a squad player, if we should bring him, please drop it at the comment section. We want to hear or see those your comments concerning this particular player, because he has already said yes to Chelsea. Thank you very much. I remain your humble by Peters.
And my name is Big Dave.